out on the right side of the vehicle because all the weight of the car goes on the right side. So what you would do is you would start in the back of the car. That's where I would start. Put the floor jack underneath the rear axle, and I'll point that out to you if you don't know what that is. Cameraman's going to come down here. You'll place your floor jack on this side to start with, right here, and lift it up till the tire clears the ground. Now while you're underneath here, check out all this stuff. Make sure it's not rotted away excessively. Some rot is going to be typical with these cars because as old as they are. Check out the strut at the lower mount. Make sure it's not coming apart. Check the springs on the strut. Make sure they're not cracked, broken, shifted. You'll know when you have a spring broken. The car will sag. While the wheel is up in the air, you'll grab a hold of the tire and wheel assembly like this. And you'll push-pull alternately, push-pull like this, to feel if there's any play in the bearing. If there's any play in the bearing, that's unacceptable. This car is set up with a D&D safety hub, which basically allows you to mount a front hub on the back of the car. Now the front hubs are a lot more resilient to wear and tear than the back ones. And I've seen plenty of OEM, original equipment, rear hubs come apart at the track. And when that happens, then typically the car is going to roll over because the axle will dip down to the ground, it'll catch, and the car just rolls. Not good. Not good at all. Also check your lug nuts. If you're using a D&D safety hub, make sure this nut and bolt is tight. What we do, because we know that these things can loosen up, and we've had it happen, even though there's Loctite on it, is we'll put a little spot of weld right here. And if that weld is cracked, we know that it is loose, and we need to tighten it up and then put a spot of weld across it. And that's just what we do. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but that's what we do for safety on both cars. Now we're going to move up front. So you'll put the floor jack underneath the car, underneath the lower control arm, which I'll point out here. This is the lower control arm. Place it somewhere in this region, and that'll lift the tire up. Now you're only going to lift it up high enough to get the tire to clear the ground. And then you'll grab a hold of the tire and wheel, and you'll alternately push and pull like this. That'll check your tie rod end. It also checks the hub bearing. If you feel any looseness, you'll have to have another person on the other side look to see what's moving. And you might be able to see it between the outboard tie rod end and the knuckle moving alternately like this. And that would mean that that outboard tie rod end has got excessive play and you need to replace it. If it moves further in, that would be an inboard tie rod end, and that would be unacceptable as well. If you don't see any movement in either one of those two things, then it's going to be in the hub bearing. And what you can do is you can place your finger on the brake pad and then also on the brake rotor. And if you can feel the brake pad moving separately of the brake rotor, since the brake caliper and brake pads are attached to the knuckle and the hub bearing is attached to the wheel and the brake rotor, it will probably make it feel like those two pieces are moving separately each other. Go ahead and grab it this way and move it this way, and if you still feel the same thing, it's probably a hub bearing. Now you could have a ball joint that's bad. In that case, you wouldn't feel that here. You'd still feel it. You'd have to have somebody look underneath there and look to see if the ball joint and the knuckle are moving separately of each other. Also check out the strut. Make sure the strut isn't cracked or shifted in this area here. If you've suffered impact damage, check the strut out, because a lot of times these struts will bend or kink. Just make sure everything's in good working order here. If it looks like it's been bent or hit, go ahead and replace it. If the strut's got dents in it, it won't move up and down properly. and it'll cause the strut to bind. Check out your safety chains, front and rear. If you had to be towed back to the pits for any reason at all, make sure that the chains are in good shape, nothing's loose, broken, that the welds that you put in there to keep the chains on is in good shape. Because those chains that you put on there, the track is expecting to work every time. Other than that, that's all I got. If you have any questions, feel free to message me, and I'll try to do the best I can to help you out.